In this session I'm going to take you through my review of the ProFisha 575 from Stealth Kayaks. I've been lucky enough to have this for the last week. The owner of it, named Russell, he's just recently brought it into the country. I think he's only paddled it once, and he's asked me to put a few extra accessories up the front to help him with his fishing here in New Zealand. So I've taken that chance to get out and take it for 3 different paddles. I've taken it on some rough conditions, some flat water, some go over the boat briefly. So it's 5.75 metres long, very long ski. Got a little bit of rocker but not a lot. It's got a very flat hull with good secondary stability in the chines. It's only 60 centimetres wide and 25 kilos. Being slightly narrower, you would probably think it's a little less stable. Well, with the displacement length and the flat hull, it's actually quite a stable kayak. And given that the seat position's got a nice low seat position, and you've got a high raised part here underneath your thigh, which gives you greater contact with the kayak, meaning you're more responsive with it and it's a lot more stable. You'll see in one of the videos where I've fallen out and got back in rough conditions, and this is very easy to do with such a nice low seat position and not a lot of clutter in this area to stop you from getting back in and out easily. Even though it's only 25 kilos, it's still a lot of boat to pick up and manage, so they've got very well placed handles here and here, making it very easy to pick it up and carry it a short distance to the water. The rudder system is a skeg style rudder system, makes it very responsive. Your rudder is always in contact with the water, even if you get picked up on a wave. So your traditional rudders right off the stern will tend to be out either in the white water or basically up in the air doing nothing when you're getting caught in a wave like that, where that skeg style rudder set forward from the stern gives you grip and contact the whole time. Fully adjustable foot pedals, so variety of different lengths here. At 5.75 metres, it's a very quick kayak. In the rough conditions, that extra length and little rocker made it a little hard to manage initially, but it didn't take me long to get used to it. Getting the kayak up on its edge helped him manage it in rough conditions. A couple of times the bow absolutely buried into the wave, but I was pleased to see it pop back up without broaching me and throwing me either side. As with most of the Stealth skis, they do a lot of their fishing from the back, so they're set up with the flush mounted rod holders and the attachment points behind the paddler. So what I've done for Russell is I've put a few Railblazer starports on and giving him the ability to put rod holders and other accessories up the front of the kayak. Having the rod holders up the front just means when you're trolling, I like to be able to see what's going on rather than turning over my shoulder. You can see what's going on in front of you and quickly grab it when you need, if something strikes for trolling. These positions here are great for rod park as well. And one of the neat features of most of the Stealths is having the center well. It's like a fish chute, runs right up the bow. You'll see they've made some subtle changes to this one, allowing you to get rods on a little bar, and it keeps the rods high away from fish or whatever else you've got inside on the bottom of this fish well. And it's a large fish well, you can get a lot of gear inside here. The lashing system for the Stealth lid is very simple, but very effective, nice and tight. Just clip it down. It's got one here and one at the front. With these lashed down nice and tight, I was out through some pretty rough surf. This was still very dry inside, so they're a good, nice, tight seal. Another one of the features I really liked about the Stealth is the paddle park up on the very bow of the kayak. This is very simple, just slide the blade straight on and carry on about your business. Another thing I've done is I've put Russell's fish finder here up on his centre console lid. He didn't want it up too far forward because he couldn't access it up here, so I put it on the lid. I made sure that I've reinforced it here underneath so that it doesn't put any stress on the lid. The battery is inside underneath, attached to the battery tray, and I've utilised the little inspection port they've got inside this compartment for the transducer, so it's attached directly to the hull, reading through the hull. Starport here on the centre console lid, I've made a slight modification allowing us to get a full 360 degrees out of this. What this means for the rod is you can get greater placement of your bait. If you want to control your bait and control your drift, so you can set it like so you can paddle on station and drift your bait down or your lure down to directly on the fish if you can spot them here on your fish finder. So another accessory I've attached here for Russell is a running rig, so he can set his sea anchor off the bow or the stern. This works on a set of pulleys. This is the trace. You literally attach your sea anchor or drift anchor or grapnel set, attach it to this clip here, throw it over the side, and you can set yourself your anchor off your bow or your stern with a quick pull of this system. So in summary, I thoroughly enjoyed paddling the Stealth 575. It's a very quick ski, not enough rocker in it for some of the conditions I paddle in. The BFS or the Pro Light range of their skis are probably better for me in those conditions. And I reluctantly hand it back to Russell. I wanted to get out and catch some fish out of it, but it's his kayak. I better let him be the first to bloody it here in New Zealand with a nice big snapper or two. So to find out more about Stealth kayaks and where you can buy them from, head over to the Stealth website. I'll put a link to that on my website. I'll also put a link to the Stealth Kayaks Australia, where if you're here in New Zealand or Australia, that's where you need to go to get one.